Yeah, there's this thing we started doing just before it, like well, I mean, actually, it was on the last show that we did in Paris. We had these like this lamb that we like. I was it was
Slaughtered
like
it, didn't we? Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it was jokes. And we sort of like yeah and yeah, then we sort of ate it, which was good.
Yeah, that lamb didn't see it coming. Ate it raw.
Yeah, and we got
Um,
super sick afterwards. No, we have, I think, basically no pre-show rituals. I don't know.
we sometimes, if we're feeling like a bit like crap before a gig, we'll sometimes have like a shot of tequila or something
Yeah,
before
yeah,
we go
yeah.
on.
On the
That's a
nerve.
good, yeah, yeah. I mean, like, it's when you're doing those tours, it's like so exhausting. Um, and like, we're not the kind of band that's getting like loaded every night, you know? So, um, and like heavily partying. So sometimes if you're just a bit tired or something, it's good to have a little shot of that, and then we go on feeling a bit like perky, you know. But
I
that's
think yeah.
probably the most rock and roll. It's probably the most rock and roll ritual we have, to be honest.
All right.
I think that like the song that we come onto is something that like that I always find like super funny and interesting. Like
Mm.
it's a really like I think when people come to see us, they always think of us as being like a very serious band with
Mm.
like doing serious stuff and playing serious music. And then I kind of like there was one time in Sheffield when we were playing when we came on stage to the Mission Impossible theme tune, and like
Oh,
we
we ran on from the back of the audience in pitch black, and we ran on like army. Oh, it was like army crawled like half of the way there.
it was
And then
epic.
it was only 40 seconds long though, so we were like we got and onto the stage just as it was finishing, and then like one of the like plug boards wasn't working or something, so we couldn't play, so we just sat there in silence like so out of breath, and like the lights were all on, and we're just like, fuck's sake, why do we do this? But no, it was pretty fun. We do a lot, walk onto Happier Than Ever a lot, and then walking onto that song that's like bum, 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 dum, dum,
Oh yeah.
dum, dum, dum. That's quite cool. We did like a cool like um in sequence walk to that. That was fun.
Yeah. Will you guys be doing any more covers of ABBA?
Um Maybe, I don't know. It gets a little bit if you do something like that once,
Mm-hmm.
then like people start to expect it, and it gets a bit like annoying. Like if you
Oh
can't,
yeah, I get
if
that.
you don't really feel
Are you
because
guys
we
planning
would
on
never
releasing
do
any new
encores
music
before,
anytime soon?
Hmm.
and for
Uh,
some reason we were
I
like,
think
yeah,
that
let's just do
like
an encore. It'll be fun.
there are
Let's
no
do
plans at
Mamma
the
Mia or
moment to
something,
like
or
record
Dancing Queen. I can't remember what we
anything.
did,
Like
but then we did it
we're not
that one
running
time.
back
And we were
into the
like, oh, that was
studio
really fun. Let's do it
because we
again.
need
And
to
then
like
once we've done it
write this
twice,
music
like
first, and we
it
need to
was
road
like people
test
were
it.
getting annoyed if we
And
didn't do
like
it.
we also
It's
just
like,
put
come
out
on,
an
like,
album.
Yeah.
so
We put it
we
out like a
just
month
Oh yeah,
ago.
stopped doing it,
100%.
and
Yeah.
like we don't really
So I
ever do
think that
encores
like
anyway, because like
what I think though we
if you're
will
gonna do a
be
long set, everyone
encouraging
knows
is
that
for
encores
people
aren't
to
real.
like
I don't
film
know.
it
It's
and
like
like
when people
circulate
decide they're
it
gonna
to
do an
get to know
encore, they
it
come
in a
out at the
way
end, they're
which
like, oh my god, they want
feels
me to do
like
another song. It's like you knew that was
we
gonna
want people
happen.
to
Like
know the
it was
music
you planned to do an
essentially.
encore.
Like we're not
So
going
I
to be
just think the
cagey
whole thing's a
about
bit
people
stupid. Just I like the idea of
like
just showing up,
uh
playing an hour
recording
set
stuff and
or an
getting
hour
bootleg
new
because
set,
it's
45
under the
minutes,
like
45-minute set, play the
it's with the
gig,
understanding that
leave
this
the
is
stage.
brand new stuff that
That's it.
is not
Nice and clean.
totally
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
I
complete.
get
yeah.
that.
It's
Mm,
a work in progress, but in
mm.
order for people to become acclimatized to what the band is now, it just requires people circulating stuff and getting to know it. And that's that's cool, I think. And our fans are by and large very good at that. They're very
Mm.
they're very supportive and dutiful and like and sharing like bootlegs and that whole culture, even though it can be quite difficult to sort of negotiate sometimes when you want to create stuff and put it on a record and for it to feel like it's your own.
Right.
Mm.
When someone sort of like says that the recording they got on their like iPhone that was in their pocket from like a a gig
Yeah.
3 years before you actually put it on record was a better take.
Mm.
Like it was, that's just part of the culture. But yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that we're playing these shows over the summer with the intention of them being entirely about getting this set sort of moving and getting the ball rolling.
Mm.
And it's going to be a work in progress, really. The set is good and it's going to be good by the time we perform it.
Mhm.
Um but
Yeah,
Yeah,
music wise, it's like slightly slightly album two vibes. A lot of them we've arranged so far three of Tyler's solo stuff. She's really
Right.
got like an amazing solo act together, and we're using three of her songs and adapted them for the band, added different sections, added new parts and stuff like that. And then May's. Do you know what those ones? I was thinking the other day. Those ones that Tyler does are almost like kind of sound like album one Mitski a little bit.
yeah, I do.
Um,
Yeah,
that's kind of the vibe a little bit. Really basic observation that. May's got a couple that are really like nice and folky. We're just trying to, at the moment, make them a little bit less folky when we all play them, because we kind of want to make sure it's not like, doesn't seem like a bit of a joke, you know.
Yeah.
I've written one that sounds a bit too much like Frank Sinatra, that we're trying to
until
iron
yesterday,
that out.
actually, like, it sounded epic.
It sounded cool
That
yesterday,
sounds
didn't it?
really cool. Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah,
It was yeah, it's getting there, that one. I'm crooning a little bit, and then yeah, we're trying to write this one as well where it's like everyone singing at the same time. But we'll see how it goes. It's gonna be we're kind of like we're putting pressure on ourselves. We're putting a time period on ourselves, but we're just like we're really open-minded about it. Like, if by the end of the summer there's tunes in that set that we don't like, then we can just scrap them, or we can just leave them until like album 4 or something.
Mhm.
And then yeah, I think we're going to try and get a decent set together that will be full of cool music.
I was
Right.
like, watching Big Thief last night, and they were just so like loose and just like relaxed, and they were like having like a wicked time on stage together. They were playing like brand new stuff that like that wasn't on record, stuff that they hadn't like, you know, ever sort of like played. Like Buck Meek played one of his solo songs that wasn't released. They even like they played a couple of tracks. They played one track where they just sort of stopped midway through because they were like, you know what, this is still a work in progress. Like, I'm sorry, like we're just like messing around. I just thought it was so cool. We've like, as a group, I think, you know, we have been meticulous with how our stage show has been, and that's not to say that we're gonna, you know, that we're gonna change our attitude towards that. The show is largely gonna, you know, have that same idea of being like tight and good. But I just found it very cool to go and watch a band that had just sold out 4 nights at Shepherd's Bush. Just be like, yeah, we're just kind of messing around. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's totally cool.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
It's nuts that they sold out 4 nights in Shepherd's Bush. I mean, unsurprising, but like, just that's a load of people.
They were so good.
Yeah.
They
Big
were,
Thief is amazing. Yeah, their latest album, really good.
they were, yeah, so good.
Spud Infinity,
That's a hood classic.
Henge track.
Yeah.
I've been reading a lot of interviews with you guys where you guys have said, moving from your first album to the second one, you guys kind of wanted to make your music a little more accessible. And I heard the term pop music get thrown around, or at least be inspired by pop music. Is that an approach that you guys are taking into this next musical project? Or was that just kind of like ants from up there?
Yeah, that was more to try and transition out of the for the first time thing, because I'm sure you've seen it in the interviews and stuff, like that kind of wasn't us at the time of releasing that album. We were kind of a bit more like that a couple of years before, and we kind of just wanted to make more regular music.
Right.
And yeah, the music now is like is obviously still got a bit of a contemporary edge to it, but it's still accessible music. I think we're kind of in that headspace still. There's a couple moments that are like actually a bit more for the first timey in a couple of the tracks, but it's not like we're not making noise music. I think we will finally lose the term post-punk band finally soon, fingers crossed. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. We've never been a post-punk band. It's stupid.
Literally never.
Never, ever. Oh. So I'm actually not that pissed off about it. I'm a pretty chill guy.
I did hear Idols like one time though being like, "We're not a post-punk band" on stage in the most post-punk way.
Yeah.
It's like there are degrees of separation.
Yeah,
We've put in the graph to be able to say that we're not a post-punk band.
Yeah. I like the idea that you've got to put in a real shift to be like that you have to release like a really like well-rated album that is absolutely nothing like post-punk in order to be a non-post-punk band. It's like when you get belts in karate.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you slowly like lose like the post-punk description.
I remember when I first started hearing about you guys, I heard a lot of post-punk. Like that was kind of the term that was thrown around a lot too. And then when I started listening, this doesn't really sound like post-punk, but it kind of...
The correct term was art rock, I believe.
Art rock, prog rock.
Yeah, it's the kind of more proggy like post-rock vibes, isn't it? Mathy, whatever.
Cringecore music.
Cringecore, yeah.
I was curious because there's like a really amazing ecosystem of music and musicians in England right now. It just feels so much good music is coming out. I was curious if there's anyone that you guys have been listening to recently that you think more people should be paying attention to.
I had a really good answer for this the other day, and I was like, the next time someone asks me this, I'm gonna say this band, but I now can't remember who that is, which is completely awful.
Have we seen Death Crash recently? Caroline? Caroline were amazing.
Caroline. That was it. Yeah, it was Caroline.
Owen Kennedy. I went to see Honey Glaze the other day. They're really good.
They are good. Famous.
Jimmy Means Smut.
Yeah, when you guys...
She's great.
She's amazing. She's about to blow up.
Yeah. You're going to get sick of her name.
Yeah.
Platonica Erotica. There's loads of people about, and this is just London. This is us being very London centrist, which is like obviously an annoying thing to hear someone be, but I mean, like, I haven't really, we've been quite busy and stuff, and also like COVID and everything, haven't actually been to that many gigs and checking people out, but that's kind of the stuff that I've seen recently, I'd say.
Right. I mean, there's not many shows in East Tennessee, my region of the woods anyway. Like even especially because of COVID, there's not many, but thankfully I'm going to go see Black Midi next month. And I'm really excited to see them.
I'm going to go to their gig in New York.
Oh,
yeah, it's going to be great. They are dope.
I've heard they're amazing live, so I'm really excited for it.
They are. Just bring a peg for your nose because the Black Midi crowd smells like the Beyond.
It literally does smell like it's actually unreal.
There's this running joke of like Black Midi fans are needing a shower.
Yeah.
Probably not true. It did stink in the London show though.
Was it just like a grimy sort of place, or was it?
No, it wasn't a grimy place. It was Alexandra Palace. It was a really nice venue.
Okay.
It was the crowd stinking the place up.
All right, Black Midi fans, you gotta check your body odor.
Yeah. Black Midi fans, I'm sending for you.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your guys' day. I really appreciate it. It's been an amazing honor to talk with you guys.
Thank you very much. No, it's been really nice. Thank you, Joshua.
Yeah, thank you so much.